In Proverbs 2:26, the Bible says that the curse causeless shall not come. In other words, no problem happens without a cause. So if someone's got a sore lower back, I begin to investigate. Oh, and then I discovered that the lady, she might be in her 60s, she had a car accident when she was in her 20s. Where did the car accident happen? Oh, from behind. What was the sore part? My lower back. Any more accidents? About 3 years later, a car came in from the side and they said that I had a bruised pelvis. Any more? When I was in my 40s, I fell on my coccyx. Can you see what's happening here? You've got to investigate. She's got damage there. She's got some major damage. She said, a doctor told me that I had to be in a brace. I was in the brace for a couple of months and I went and saw another doctor and he said, no, get out of the brace. And he put her in a swimming pool and he got a physiotherapist to do physiotherapy with her. And that's what can also happen in places of injuries. Our muscles and our ligaments and our tendons, they can be strengthened to help compensate for damage in the bone. That's the good news. So can you see what I'm doing here? I'm investigating. And then I want to know how much water this person drinks. So that we're coming to the laws then. Because if a person doesn't drink enough water, they're not going to have as much fluid between the joints. So they must be well hydrated. What's the diet like? Very important that the person be eating a plant-based diet because the body can't heal unless it has the nutrient. And those nutrients, remember, are high fiber, generous proteins and healthy fats. Especially the greens with their minerals. Minerals glue us together almost, so we need those minerals. Exercise. And the person says, you don't understand, I can't exercise because I'm in pain. There will be a type of exercise that you can do. And that's why I say to people who have lower back problems, go to a physiotherapist, define exactly where the problem is and get them to show you what you can do to strengthen all the other areas of your body and help your body compensate with that injury that's there. See, once the injuries has happened, you got scar tissue there. You've also got possibly a little bit of arthritis building up in there. So there might be different things happening. And what I found with some people, they just want me to give them a herbal alternative to morphine. Well, there isn't one. Do you know, there are some things that can help a little bit, and we will be looking at those. So the true remedies is what you go to. You got to go to the temperance. You got to stop the caffeine, stop the alcohol, stop the refined sugar, stop the acid-forming foods that certainly can damage the bone. Every day, lie out in the sunshine. Let the sunshine go on your lower back. It'll feel lovely. Make sure you're getting oxygen so that when your blood comes to the area, it's got all the nutrients. You want top quality blood to come and heal, and to get top quality blood you need to be adhering to all of this. Rest. We need to have 8 hours sleep a night so that rest and rejuvenation and regeneration can happen in the tissues. Listening to the body is absolutely number one. Remember what I did on the plane? Now, if the ice hadn't stopped the pain, and I knew it would, maybe I would have resorted to painkillers, but I never had to in my whole experience go to painkillers. I just used the ice. So how do I know that the ice was what to do? Because I know it gets the inflammation down and my pain started to reduce. I had plantar fasciitis. It was about 5 years ago. I wondered why my right foot was hurting so much. I was doing all sorts of things that was still in pain. So I went to the doctor and I said, I want to know what's happening to my foot. And it was the foot that I had landed on many years ago. I did that when I was 49, so I'm in my late 60s now. But this happened probably when I was 60 or late 50s. And I thought maybe it's a problem happening from when I did the skydive. And he had a look, he felt around my foot, and then he laughed. He said, "You've got plantar fasciitis." I said, "What? Plantar fasciitis?" He said, "Yes. Have you changed your running shoes?" I said, "I have. I'm doing barefoot runners now." He said, you've been going at the running too hard. You've stretched and inflamed your plantar fasciitis, which is on the bottom of the foot. He said that will take 10 months to heal. And that was it. He said, "I could put a cortisone injection in to get the inflammation down." I said, "Nah, leave it with me. I'll work it out." So I started to do the hot and colds. Now I would be lecturing for 2 hours, and by the end of the lecture, I'm actually getting this foot up. It's, oh, ew. I'm getting to 8 out of 10 pain from just being on my feet for a couple of hours. I'd go home and I'd do the hot and colds, and I could bring the 8 out of 10 pain right down to 2 out of 10 pain. It was just incredible, the difference that the hot and colds made. And then at night I would rub the comfrey into it. I knew that I just had to be patient. I also needed to be careful not to be on my feet on cement. I had to be careful with the shoes that I was wearing. I had to make sure I had well-fitting shoes. So I would say every day without exception I did the hot and colds at least once. If possible, I would do it twice. I found to fit it in, you just have to make an appointment with yourself. If you don't make an appointment, the day will go and you'll never do it. And then you'll really suffer when you go to bed because it'll be aching and you'll think, oh, why didn't I do those hot and colds? Because it brought me so much relief. And so this is what I continued to do. Now, this is probably 8 years ago. So I'm in Australia, and on the week off I would travel giving lectures in different towns, and I would have 2 buckets in my car. And if I'm staying in a motel or a hotel, they always have a fridge, they always have a freezer, and they always have a kettle, an electric kettle, because people want to make teas and coffees. So no matter where I went, I could do the hot and cold. So I continued to do it. And lecturing at night, I always came home and did the hot and colds because my foot was aching. Now, if I hadn't done the hot and colds, I don't think I would have slept because the foot was aching so much. What would most people do? Just go and get a painkiller. The problem with a painkiller is you start to walk and stand on that foot when you shouldn't. It's actually telling you to stop and put your feet up. Took 6 months. And so what did the doctor say? 10 months. So I was able to bring it right down by just simply doing the hot and cold.